Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Sounds pretty cheesy, but it's actually true. How else would a girl who went deaf at 19 years old go on to nearly win a popular TV competition by singing 10 years later? Or a man who was proven innocent after 22 years on death row end up overcoming his resentment and talk about kindness to United Nations? This is what singer Mandy Harvey and activist Nick Yarris managed to do. And it's down to an amazing thing called neuroplasticity. Now, this is the ability of the brain to change or rewire itself throughout your life, and it will play a large role in your ability to learn and memorize things. Sounds pretty cool, right? But how does it actually work? Neurons, aka your brain cells, are used to take in signals from your surroundings and respond. For example, letting you know when your dog brushes past your leg. They're always strengthening and weakening their connections to each other to change how information is processed or communicated in your nervous system, based on the amount of times you've used it. All of your neurons are made up of branch-like dendrites, which are used to receive signals from other neurons using the connection where the cells converge, called the synapse. A main cell body which then processes the signal, and a long axon which then transmits the signal along to the next neuron by releasing neurotransmitters, which are little chemical messengers into the synapse. The parts of neurons in the neuron chains that you use most often will get stronger, just like your muscles would if you practice bench pressing. The neurons sending signals could release more messengers, the target neuron could become more sensitive to signals from an increase in receptors, or both could sprout new complex connections with each other. This is called potentiation. But just like with most things, the opposite can also happen, and this is called depression. Just like your muscles, if your neurons or neuron chains aren't being stimulated frequently, the strength and or amount of branch connections between them could reduce. They could even up and disappear altogether, just like your muscles would shrink with the lack of exercise. This is a neat brain trick called synaptic pruning, and it actually makes your brain more efficient by removing what you don't use. I mean, you don't need a ton of special connections to remind you of things you already know. Back to Mandy Harvey. What exactly happened to her brain when she stopped hearing that allowed her to feel music? It's likely that, due to neuroplasticity, the parts of her brain responsible for touch strengthened themselves in order to compensate for her lack of ability to hear by adding new connections. And this would make them more sensitive to feeling sound vibrations and allow her to feel rhythm through the floor in a way that someone who could hear really couldn't. So then, what does this really mean for you and me? Well, we still have a lot to learn, but essentially, to me at least, it means that everybody, no matter where you were born or how old you are, has the exact same ability to change your brain down to the way it's wired. So whether it's learning new skills or just changing the way you think, thanks to a little thing called neuroplasticity, you truly can learn anything. No excuses.